입맛이 없네요. 당신이라도 가면을 벗고 제대로 챙겨 드시게. 초조해하면 안 돼. 버티려면 생각을 비워야. 저리 꺼져!
Fucking hell. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think it's being picked up now. Yes, I was speaking. The microphone just decided not to work. Yeah, there we go. Apologies there. Yeah. Hong Lu is very aggressive in his Arcor form, it looks like. Now that is certainly surprising, given whose mouth that sudden outburst came from. Normally, he would never even entertain the thought of speaking so harshly to someone else. Indeed, this child once beheld the world with the detached eyes of one gazing at a mere stone. But now, this child has become an odd one out, even among the many. This child refused to accept his death and clawed his way to survival, climbing over countless corpses of his other selves. This is an exceptionally rare potentiality for this child. Sorry about that. I'm still waiting on my next batch of pills to arrive. Even still, he apologizes with the same warmth and kindness. His nature constantly pushes him to be polite, despite the interminable migraine making it difficult. Hey, no need to apologize or anything. We all know how it is. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No matter how many pill bottles we empty, this damn neurosis just won't end. As the child was about to nod weakly at the fellow reindeer's griping, the pack commander marched into their living quarters. You look terrible. The medicine distribution must have missed the spot. I'll make sure you receive their supplies before the contract begins. Wowzers! Thank you, Commander. At least wipe that scowl off your face if you're going to dial up the sweet talk. Anyways, like I shared earlier, we decided to accept the proxy war contract. The compensation is quite meager for the risks involved with the mission. But without the regular supply of cash from L Corp, the 4th Pack doesn't have the luxury of picking our battles. And given that you've come to visit us first, the reindeer are the advanced team again, aren't we? Correct. Reindeer team will enter the zone first and eliminate any human resistance. I heard the reindeer team of the second pack went in second. That's, well, the only similarity between this team and the one in second pack is that you share certain outward characteristics. They have different attack strategies, different dispositions. The commander changed the subject as soon as one of them brought up the other pack's reindeer team. The commander wasn't wrong. Even if they looked similar, those in different packs were more or less completely different. Once you're finished, rhinos will go in and destroy whatever facilities there are. After that, it's the rabbits. They'll be putting down any remaining resistance. So just go in there and light them all up. Okay. Now, do whatever it takes to prove your worth in this mission. I'm sure nobody here wants to get cold. Zone extermination. Some called the 4th pack R-Corp's White Elephant with all of its conditions and downsides, but they were still the go-to option for extermination missions, which is their specialty. Backstreet's District 8. Backstreet's president going insane. No, please stop! 9! My mind! The nerves! The brain! Every burst of the blind light exploding from his staff drove dozens of people caught in its radius insane. They dropped to their knees, clutching their heads in their palms. Such hatred and resentment from those who were helpless to do anything but let out the anguished screams. But that doesn't stop the child. He transforms his brainwaves through the staff, radiating the light to all comers. Mind whips for everyone. Grating his teeth through the agonizing migraine, driving everyone in the extermination zone raving mad. The rhinos will raze their homes to the ground and crush their ruins under their heavy, merciless stampede. The rabbits will rip you apart to the point where your bodies will be unrecognizable by the time they're done. Wouldn't it be much better if your minds didn't have to be here for that? So please, surrender to the light. Let it take you away from here. The child believes that he is giving an out to the people caught in the extermination zone, that letting madness take their mind was the kindest outcome he could grant them. It'll be far less frightening, far less painful for them to be driven mad, than to be crushed under metal boots or to be torn to shreds by knives and bullets. Ugh. But the sinister tendrils of the light's madness was too much for the child because he was still sane. The child grabbed his head, grimacing at the endless din in visions of torn flesh of the victims who were riven into their own skin, driven by madness. The endless ringing in his ears, the ice-pick headache twisting and stabbing away at his brain. Mad giggles slipped from his lips, but it seems that the child knows a way out of this. Ishmael. Crap, I think they're already here. Hey, aren't you gonna retreat? Can't you shut... It's so loud here. Let's just sit down and wait for it. She looked at him like he was crazy, but the child knew that the Great Silence would soon come to take him away from here. The Great Silence that was the indiscriminately destructive force of the rabbits and the rhinos. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that too. I'd give anything for a good night's sleep. Death was cheap for these reindeers who had already experienced multiple deaths and rebirths. It was more of a nap, a brief respite from the constant excruciating noises in their heads. A 4th pack rabbit, Heathcliff. I spy with my eyes a fresh patch of grass. 4th pack rhino, Merceau. Commencing soup pressurization. When the blind destruction comes to shore, the child puts his staff down and shuts his eyes. Soon, the child will be just another casualty in the devastating, indiscriminate wave that was the extermination operation of the 4th pack. And he will open his eyes again in peace in the welcome silence. And then the other one will be Rose Spanner Roja. Okay. Because I almost have that one. I've uptied 2 already, so I have enough to uptie. Yeah, she's already rep. I don't see how I can get to a higher position. Just let us get more work instead. Okay, let's go to the story. And then C will begin. Alright, I'm going all in. Come at me if you can. Amidst the sounds of keyboards, flapping papers, and voices, sounded a song too cheery for an office like this place. Yes! That's what I'm talking about! The child looks thrilled and enthused, unlike everyone else whose brows are furrowed. On her screen is an online casino game that is said to be pretty popular on in the side of the back streets for the child's offices. The child seems to be deeply into this game lately. Alright, I just need one good card. Yeah, R Corp 4th pack. Shit's even more fucked that L Corp's gone. The rest of the packs had other things, but 4th pack was entirely made just for L Corp. Boss. Huh? I'm trying to focus here. Can I wait a bit? It can't wait. I need you to check this. Could that be the child's subordinate? Speaking to the child with a rather grumpy voice, the employee held a stack of papers in their arms. Ah, come on. Here, I've got 5 days worth of documents awaiting your approval. Read them quickly, and here it is! The scream silenced the various noises that had filled the office for a second. I got it, the thing! Check this out, babe! Royal Straight Flush. What's that? You wanna know? That's the sound of 3 months' salary for everyone here rolling into my account. Heidi, listen up, everybody. No one in the office pays attention to the child, but she goes on anyway. The employee next to her, whose patience was reaching its limit, also went on. Boss, the work isn't going anywhere without your stamp on the papers. You need to work. Eesh, you're loud. Why are you like that? The child finally turned to face the nagging employee. Let me see. Approvals? You know I approve them most of the time, don't you? I even gave you my stamp. Still, there are procedures to... Meh, what good are procedures in our teeny tiny workshop? We have to outsource everything because we don't have the space to do anything. And I gotta say, you think I'm not working? I'm the one who's bringing in the jobs, you know? And those jobs are piling up on our desks. That's not the rep's job to care. Counting on my lovely staff, I am. Oh, Philip is screwing you over right now. Oh, that's hilarious. It's always funny. Yeah, I pity Philip in the end, but like that 7-stage boss fight against them just took way too goddamn long. So I get it. And also, I've never once had any of your salaries in arrears. Ain't they doing enough? Still, if we go on like this... Oh, it's time for outdoor work. Alright, make way for the boss. I'm about to get some work done, as you so pleaded. Leaving behind the stunned employee, the child stormed out. People have different definitions about what makes a good leader. To that employee, at least, the child must seem totally inept. And yet... Huzzah! The child was undoubtedly excellent at her outdoor work. It was thanks to her superb ability to tune up that her workshop has never been wanting for work. And her roguish magnetism made it much easier to expand the workshop's customer base. She climbed to the seat of the representative because she was capable. A diamond rolling on a mud hill is still a diamond, as they say. Yeah, you're able to get Queen of Hearts... no, not Queen of Hatred pretty easily, because Bleed. Yeah, she's fun. That's a wrap for this one. I need jobs with better pay. The child didn't want to care about the details, but she wanted her office to grow nonetheless. To that end, she kept searching and searching for leads on juicy jobs. Perhaps the effort has paid off. Oh? K-Corp. A request from the nest? Huh. This one's a request for scrapping, not tuning up. Huh. I guess it's time for a bit of a workout. It looks like the child has run into one hell of a job. There we go. That's both the upties done. 40 lunacy. And now, it's time. Well, also, I want to grab... Let's see. You gain 2 charge count, and then charge plus 1 charge count. So that's a guaranteed 3 charge count on use. And flick sinking. Do you use charge count at all? Consume 10 to gain coin power plus 1. Okay, and then this one, gain charge count, gain charge count. You seem like I could use you in this team. I don't think there'd be any downsides to it, looks like. Anyway, let's begin the Intervalo 2 C 4-5 dash 1 4.5-1 the beach episode. It's been about 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks since we took care of the job at K-Corp. And the immense dullness of traversing through a nest by car was just starting to sink in. Pretty sure I saw a road that looked exactly like this one 30 minutes ago. The way roads are built in the nests and back streets is rather dissimilar. If we were navigating the back streets, we would have been able to find a shortcut through all the alleyways and corners. But navigating a nest in an automobile means driving through this absolutely abominable traffic congestion. I guess that's why people with cash to spare spend it on W Corp's warp trains and such. Don't take a warp train. It's never gonna be worth it. Just don't. Don't take warp trains. The warp trains, they are... The bus fell silent, as though everyone seemed to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror worlds. Oh, yep. I think I prefer riding the bus. Yeah. Also, they know their W Corp identities, and they know a little bit about the warp trains, just enough to never want to go on them. D'accord. We're so agreed. Why don't we all take a nice little nap like Heath? I'm bored to death just staring out the window. So we spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress. Towards a tunnel that seemed to lead somewhere. We're almost there. The road will free up once we exit this tunnel. Just as Faust said, the traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. That's good. I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. Speaking of which, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we were being blindly led along by our guide to who knows where. Don't you think it's about time he started telling us where we're going? Dante's asking where our destination is. I was asking if he could start telling us where we're headed before we leave, but I thought better of it. Our current destination is... our final destination is the Lobotomy Corp branch located at U-Corp. Okay, we're going to U-Corp. Huh? Yep, Ishmael, it's time for your canto. What was that, Ishi? Yup. You spooked me. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but I decided to carry on with our conversation for now. Wait, so our final destination, you mean... We are currently headed to a temporary stop. Oh? Just as Virgilius finished his sentence, the bus emerged from the lengthy tunnel. Wow! That's... I looked to the... What the hell? This music does not feel like it fits this game. Like, at all. Yeah. If anyone knew how, like, good the Mirror World... Well, they're using it too, I think. Because we know N-Corp has Mirror World tech. But Limbus Companies is kind of specialized, and it works very well for info gathering. Yeah, you agree. This music feels so wrong. I looked to the window, which is suddenly turned right. And the cleanest sandy beach in the most turquoise blue ocean I'd ever seen graced my eyes. Do I behold the great lake yonder? Oh, I love Don's voice. With Don Quixote's enthusiastic explanation, sinners began waking up from their naps one by one. Yeah, N-Corp only got Mirror Tech because they had Yisang and Gubo, and Gubo is not as good with technology as Yisang is. Yisang is much better. Well, now that's a sight I've not seen in a long time. Oh my god. Gregor's voice is so fun. Oh, Greg, darling, you've been here before? I've only ever heard of this place, never been myself. The sinners each began excitedly chattering about the sea. Wait. It can't be my turn already! It is. It's your turn already, Ishmael. Except for one, that is. No, we're still not ready for this. Ishmael, you good? I know I think it's your time now, but are you okay? No, give me a moment. I need some time to think. While I was still worried about Ishmael's sudden gloominess, I had faith that she would be okay. She was always on top of things, after all. Yeah. Yeah, so far, N-Corp seems to be having some of the Mirror World tech, but they're not using it that much, from what we've seen. And we know the Ring has it, because in Leviathan they were trying to use it, but they're not having much success other than making more Peculata. Besides, my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to have possessed the sinners. So are we journeying to the Great Lake? Yep, we're going to the Great Lake. I've only heard of the Great Lake but never saw it myself. So this is what it looks like, huh? Oh, perhaps our trying journey shall finally be rewarded with a seaside picnic. Aha! I suppose spending a nice vacation here could be a fun experience. If we were permitted to rest, I wish to lie upon the summery sand and gaze up at the skies. I could use some nice tanning on a long beach. I wish to try the game of beach volleyball! With everyone, that is. Actually, what did she say there? Beach volleyball! Wonder Labs are Welchier getting retconned, as oceans don't seem to exist. Yeah, it's only the Great Lake, apparently. Heh, sounds like the Krayak. The sinners were all eagerly chatting about things they wanted to do. It was nice to see them excited for once, but Virgilius is probably about to rain on that parade. Hey, Guide Bud, are we really stopping at the beach? Everyone seemed to be conveniently forgetting the fact that Virgilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach. What do you think? Charon? Gonna hitch wheels in a ditch. Screech! The formerly on-track bus suddenly swerved and everyone was thrown around the bus, as is often the case. Ow, 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 ow. What treachery is this? An ambush? We got a magical girl transformation ego of it for Honglu during this event? Oh, that's amazing. No. This is our stop. Oh? The sinners got to their feet, one by one, groaning with pain. What the? What in the name of the wings? What? Okay, so this is a lot of green water. Then, like, bright blue and red and, like, a paler green water. What the hell? What in the name of the wings? Only the despairing cries of sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. Yeah. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Mudflat Scrapyard. Oh, we're fighting. Okay, and I've decided to take one who shall grip off this team. Welcome to U-Corp. Let's put 4th class Honglu on. Oh, you can only have 5. I'll just take Sync Association out, put 4th class Honglu. There we go. Let's go. I have no lust. That's not great. 1 lust, 2 lust. I'm not using Ego right now, so this is okay. But I think I'll swap out Yi Sang for one who shall grip then. This works. Yeah. This works in terms of Ego affinities. Don Quixote. This cannot be! How are we to enjoy our vacation at a locale such as this? This may come out as a surprise to you, Don Quixote, but Virgilius never mentioned that we're here on a vacation. Well, it is rather quaint. And B. Yeah, Sang is decent, but you need the full Blade Lineage team to be really good. What was the point of showing us that beautiful beach earlier then? Right. I wish I never even saw the beach. Then I wouldn't be so disappointed. Hark! Right hither is the Aphrodite beach! Wait a second. Is there a force field around it? Wherefore art we not journeying in that direction? Its air appears pristine. Its sky is clear. Because that's not our destination. This cannot be. Oh my god. Don Quixote just fucking collapsed. The sinner's faces grew dark with disappointment. I can't say that I wasn't really excited to have some proper rest myself, but I had a feeling this was going to happen. So, where is this exactly? It'd be in everyone's interest to focus on what's next. This is District 21, back streets of U-Corp. Damn it, we're really not ready for this. Yes. So that's why there hasn't been congestion since the tunnel. Because we're not in a nest? That depends on the nest in their back streets, so such generalizations are not encouraged. That seems to be the case this time, however. Okay. Is that a private beach over there? The water, its colors are very different from this side's. Yeah, this side is like green water. And that's like just regular... I see! A boundary, as though hewn by a blade. Those are the telltale signs of the place's nature. Indeed, this is the Great Lake. That's just how it has always been. You can assume that a well-maintained vacation spot like that is usually nest territory. My explanations keep getting hijacked. Does this place count as the back streets when it's open? The definition of back streets isn't limited to literal streets between buildings. It refers to all territories within districts not embraced by the nests. Right. Look at all this mingling rubbish. The place is in shambles. I'd be gobsmacked if this weren't the back streets. Oh, behold! Hey, there's a rather useful... What? Finish your sentence. It moved. What? This radio. It moved! Do the radios of District 21 scamper about? What? What are you on about? Whoa! At Heathcliff's cry, everyone turned towards a certain pile of trash. And there it was, all of a sudden. A monster. Are they hermit crabs, but like trash-focused? Trash crabs? Yeah. Oh, yep, looks like it. They are called trash crabs. I got the name right. Neat. A crab-eat crab world. At listed 70 HP, targets another ally with the least current HP. When attacking an ally, heals by HP by damage dealt. When defeating an ally, also do that. They all have attack weight. Yeah, they all have attack weight. Okay. Let's just do Memorial Enactment 1, 2. There we go. Oh, it's just a regular. So we want to gain charge. This is the one that consumes charge, yeah? Yes. So I'll use this one, because this one gains charge. There we go. Moral enactment. Goodbye. Thank you, Sinclair. You're always so goddamn good. It beat Faust. Okay. I didn't expect it to beat Faust. Okay, there we go. Concentration. Bit of a failure, but good enough. Okay, next up, dominating. Okay, that's fine. Dominating. Trace this to... no, I don't need it. Then, please gain charge. Gain as much charge as possible. Because you spend it. You spend it like 10 per. So skill 2 will probably be the majority of the damage. Attack weight 2 or more are pretty common from now on, since Canto 4 normalized them. Its Spice Brush Yusang realized the possession that had AoE skills. Okay, I haven't seen Spice Brush Yusang, so I'll take your word for it. 1, 2. How much do you have? That's not enough. We need more charge. Yada yada, yada yada, go. That's good. Clearing the path, my lord. Ugh. Yep, Bajin went off. We're killing them pretty quickly. There's just one left, and it's the hard trash crab with fatal to pierce. They have resistances to sloth and stuff. Huh. Didn't expect that. Usually they don't. Okay, I'll just use all the strong skills now. You have enough now, so. Da-da-da. Da. All the strong skills, because we're about to win this battle. Yep. Trace the sight sound, wins it again. I think she's gonna one-shot him. Looks like it. 45 SP, let's trace the sight sound. Yep, Faust took care of it. She was all that was needed. Now let's see what the hell those are. Yep, trash crabs. That's what their name is. Go. More trash crabs. Okay, more of the same. Oh, but don't use charge point. Oh, what? Whatever. It's just more trash grabs. There's no story associated with this one, so just let's just get through it. Yeah, I'm still confused on like what the hell went on last time, because last time we saw the family hierarchy candidate Ishmael's uptie story, and Carmen interrupted that one. She just decided, no, you can't see this. I mean, like, we couldn't anymore, because she decided we couldn't, but still, why? Go. And the path, my lord. Moral enactment. We win yet again. Blink step Gua. Da-da. Da-da. Crimson Spring. Family hierarchy candidate Ishmael is nice. Carmen definitely has like some kind of vested interest in the Mirror One tech, but like, why? Oh yeah, because Ishmael wasn't born into Gia. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, how is it possible for Ishmael to be born into Gia and not just be Zichun, and instead be Ishmael? Like, recognizably so. But I wonder what all those censored words were. So what are these big bug crab things? Hey now, what are you looking at me for? What makes you think I'd know? I wasn't even gawking at you. You're paranoid, that's what. You can't even talk about bugs around this guy. Ugh. They're trash crabs. They're what? Ishmael interjected all of a sudden. Trash crabs. They collect trash or scrap like that on their shells and use them as their homes and weapons. There have been a couple IDs that were like her and got no explanation. Everyone was confused how they worked and what IDs were possible or not. Then Carmen showed up and they're like, okay. They're a tiresome lot. They ambush people working by the waters, attack those wandering in the area, and their numbers grow by the day. So they're an infestation. Okay. But they're just one of the numerable small fries of the Great Lake. What's more important and more treacherous is... Ishmael? I was about to check in with Ishmael, as I probably shouldn't let this go on for any longer, but... Hey guys! Already hard at work, huh? A couple of people in work overalls seem to be approaching from a distance. I recognize this weapon. That's I think the dude from Mulder Office in Runia? Mika? Mika, they're our valued customers. Watch your manners. Mika? That also fits what I... Are these people Runia characters? Yeah, it's the guests of the Molar office. They were the ones who were trapped on the warp train. Oh, okay, I guess. So, what are those RNTs? I think she's calling them rags and tags. Rain, they're calling us rag tags. Do I really have to watch my manners? Shh, shh. They could be enemies. You two, identify yourselves. Have you not been informed about us at all? Nope. No, not at all. That's why I'm suspicious of you, too. Coming up with a seemingly plausible yet invariable identities. Like spies. Otis is very into this. I'm sorry, wouldn't real identities come with a much more structured approach? Indeed, Otis, there are cooperators who will be assisting us this time. Then speak sooner next time. Pleased to meet you, Mika, Rain. We're LCB, also known as the Limbus Company Bus Department. Bus. Right. That's what that person said too. You guys are the bus blokes. I was informed that the LCC before team was here first. By that person, do you mean? Sorry, let me check the business card again. LCCB. Right, all accounted for. Now that we're clear, why don't we continue this conversation back at the shop? Let's take a look at that bus, too. Like, where's Olga? Because I know these aren't two the main people. This is an awkward place to talk, you know? We're their customers? Okay, care to tell us what we're doing here? Our destination, U-Corp, is a nest composed of various nautical structures. Therefore, Mephistopheles in its current form cannot reach there. Are we converting Mephistopheles into a boat? And the Great Lakes environments are unpredictable. You're going to need a ship that can withstand such capriciousness. That's right, which is why we sought out a contract with an adequate shop to modify the bus. Huh. Adequate, you say? Let's go in. Did our last staff dinner really hit the budget that hard? I thought we were allowed to eat as much as we wanted. Like Ro just said, looking at the somewhat dilapidated shop made me curious about the company's finances. But nothing good could ever come out of this conversation, so I decided to table the thought. There we go. Yeah, Molar office is back! And they're apparently no longer fixers. They're now I don't know, like nautical company? Which is weird. The boat rights. I'm so confused as to why there's like different types of water. Molar Boat Works. Oh, okay, so they just are all making boats, yeah. Rain, I'm gonna take a look at the bus. Why don't you get them to entertain the guests? Okay. The sinners were led into what appeared to be a workshop packed with tools and various mechanical apparatus. Huh. It seems to me that this workshop is capable of making more sophisticated modifications than it initially appeared. Ah, you recognize these? During the war, it was of utmost importance to have a general understanding of arms and gear workshops. Ah-ha. This awkward conversation was cut short by a sudden and deafening noise. What's that sound? That was Mephistopheles' scream, or the alarm, rather. Ah, she didn't consult with False. I'm sorry, I think I did something wrong. Are those zombie noises also you, Mika? Look outside! They appear to be of the same species as the ones we encountered earlier. They do look pretty similar. Oh, more trash crabs. Huh. Are they not pretty similar? They are indeed of the same species. Everyone, outside now! Outside. A giant enemy crab with a massive shipping container on its back loomed over us. Giant enemy crab! Well, at least for a brief moment. We were soon overwhelmed by the sound of heavy metal scraping against the floor. Ben, spread out! Where do we have to get cracking this time? Just as we were all collectively losing our minds. It's Noggin, of course. That's Olga, isn't it? A dark figure leapt down from somewhere onto the creature's head. King a trash crab. Scratch! Sit still. Quit struggling. A blinding light and a deafening explosion assault the crab shell. Is it fleeing? The figure leaped gracefully from the back of the fleeing creature and slowly approached us. Ha! Oh, neat, a diving suit. She squelched over the depressing mudflat in her swim fins and stood before us, a colossal harpoon resting on her shoulder. Right, so you lot are the bus people that fella mentioned? Yep, Olga, hi. After some time passed, allow me to formally introduce them, with Olga this time. They are from the Molar Boatworks, here to help us with modifications for Mephistopheles. Whoa, we're getting a whole intro and everything? Color me flattered. Big sis, they're still your customers. We should wash our... Ah, come on, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I? Bugger, I didn't even do anything yet. Ah, yet being the keyword here. Our business just opened, so there's nothing wrong with being a little careful. I'd imagine the sudden switch in your career path couldn't have been easy. Was it manageable? Olga, grade 5 fixer? Well... Fixer? Hi, Dawn. Dawn is ready. What? Thou art a fixer? I thought I had caught a scent of a noble one. Wherefore hast thou strayed from the path of a fixer? The life of a fixer must have been a grueling one, surely. Where was thy most profitable district? Which association and which test hast thou taken to rise to become a grade 5 fixer? A workshop exam at the Trust Association, indeed? Fine. Yes, I understand. I apologize, Olga. Soon there will be peace and quiet. The red gaze. Greetings, I guess? Blimey, it's been so long since I had to be polite. By the head chicken observation logs. I don't think so. Well, that's polite enough. It seems that people have been returning one by one from the books since the incident at the library. Yep. It's people have been returning from the books when the library released everyone, but they weren't all at once. It was staggered. How was it for you? Same story here. One moment I was like, huh? Am I dead? And the next, I'm suddenly waking up somewhere around here. No Mika, no rain, stomach hankering. Thought I should grab myself a nosh, so... Dawn wrote those ones. Okay. And, how'd it go again? A trash crab appeared. You fashioned a few things around you into a weapon, smashed its head in, turned it into a barbecue. Bob's your uncle. And Fanny's your aunt. Tasted like ours, though. Then you started selling scrap metal from the back of those crabs. Okay, Rain. How about I leave the storytelling to you, yeah? That Olga lady's got a pretty flippant personality, huh? Yeah, Roja. Like someone else I know. Yeah, Olga and Roja are pretty similar, huh? Uh-huh. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's this? That a prosthetic head, isn't it? Big sis, we'll be here all day if you keep derailing. Okay, I gotcha. The woman they called Olga fell back, clicking her tongue. And a man they called Rain came forward, bringing us up to speed. He was a fixer, working alongside Olga and Mika until they were all sucked into the library, getting wrapped up in these things called receptions. And just when he thought he was a goner, he suddenly came to, began wandering, and found Olga. They began collecting scrap metal together, with Mika joining along the way, and ended up running a workshop almost like they used to run the office back in the old days. Huh. So there wasn't any particular order in which they were returned from the book. The patterns have yet to reveal themselves to me. Virgilius muttered something to himself, looking at Faust, who stood near him. Faust does not say anything. Faust nodded silently. Ishmael is not having a good time. I knew there was something between the two of them, but it was always about something apocryphal that I couldn't even begin to understand. Besides, I was starting to get worried about Ishmael, who was growing increasingly distraught. It was about time I talked to her about her sudden change. Ishmael, so you've been here before? It looked like you recognized those crabs from earlier. Yes. Is that a problem?
문제가 있나요?
Huh? No, not really. I'm just wondering how they taste. It sounds like people eat those crabs. Yeah, the book people are back, and they come here sometimes.
무슨 의도로 그런
I can see
의문의
plain as
질문을
day what you're
던지는지
trying to do with that
뻔히
inane
보이지만
question, but
그래도 대답을 드리자면
I'll entertain it anyway. Yes, I've had it more than a few times as crab chowder.
구역질을 억지로
It was a
참아야
pretty
했지만
digestible
뱉어내지
flavor once I
않으면
got past the
소화할
vomit
수는
traveling
없는
back up my
맛이라고 봐야
esophagus.
할까요? 질문에 대한 답이
Does that answer your question? Yeah? Thanks? Yeah, I didn't think that was the best question I could have come up with, but her reception was much colder than I expected.
그런데
So,
먹을 수
that
있는
thing is
거군요.
edible, huh?
그거
Ugh, it almost looked like an abnormality or a distortion.
상체나 뒤틀림이
Yeah, it has
있는
sin
거군요.
affinities, which is rare. No, I don't think that's an abnormality or distortion.
네?
Really? Then,
since
since Dante can distinguish between an abnormality and a distortion, they were able to tell without me explaining. They are living organisms, mutants, if you will. Theoretically speaking, there shouldn't be any problem with ingesting them. Grandmother used to collect mutated animals, too. I've never seen anything like this one, though. What a priceless experience! Yep, so they're pretty much our daily grub. The woman they called Mika was walking over from inside the boat workshop, an inscrutable look on her face. Mika, so how much of it do we gotta work on here? You know, there's this thing that my father who worked in a workshop used to say. The whole shebang. What? All the way down to the engines or something like that? No, not that far. I won't dare go tinkering with that thing either. I saw the internals of the bus, and it's on a whole nother level of complexity. But yeah, pretty much everything else has to be changed. No flotation device, no propellers, no steering gear, nothing. So, what do we do now? This was to be expected. Please present us with a solution. Did the manager say something, or do they just TikTok sometimes? Well, anyway, we do have a plan to fix it. What we lack are the parts. Parts for the bus. What, you need us to collect scrap or something? Yep, exactly. And from what I've seen so far, I'm certain you and your company are cut out for the job. With that, Mika pointed away, towards where the trash crabs were. Defeat the trash crabs, and you shouldn't be able to collect the scrap they're carrying. How many do we need to kill? A lot? Of course. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Precisely. Your job at this stop is to collect parts to modify the bus. It's a far simpler and easier job than retrieving the golden bow. Now then, while I converse with our cooperators... Everyone, to the beach. That is no beach! Yes, it is. Even that mud flat is part of the Great Lake, also known as the sea. Okay, so it looks like we got an answer. The Great Lake is also sometimes referred to as the sea. So, maybe it's both. The Great Lake is both the sea and the lake. Which is a little confusing and redundant, but okay. Let's keep going. Time to collect scrap. Also, before that, observations. Where do you go for observations? Because you said the head chicken observation logs. Is it in Detour Tales? Tails chicken? Okay, no, we can't check there. Is there like a bestiary or something? Because that would be nice. But I'm gonna guess that's a no. Wait, Luke's Ovation was Hell's Chicken and Luke's Ovation? No, it wasn't. I guess there's nothing. Let's just go into this. What is that? Is a new symbol. Repeat fight? Oh, it costs a module. Time to collect scrap.
준비한 대로만 하면.
Hello.
불길 속으로.
Observational logs are only viewed through battles. It's in the top right of the menu when you click on an enemy. Okay. I'll check the crash crabs observation logs then. Let me just let this one go through and check them. There we go. Hong Lu's getting his count up. There we go. The stagger plus, nice. Yep, let's click on this boy. No logs. Only for distortions and abnos then, I'm guessing. There we go. Link step, Bajin. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. He almost always does a 3-hit combo whenever he attacks. Then Crimson Spring. We'll take that out. Nice job. Okay, that's now another layer. Ooh. Oh, no, assist attack is already going to get through, so I don't need to do that. There we go, traces of sight and sound. Assist attack is going to be spent on blocking that one. Okay, then link stuff, take you out. No, it won't. Immoral enactment. Breaks foaming wide open. Success. It's only for focused encounter enemies. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, distortions, ego, bosses, those things. Crimson Strike. Wow, you are really bad at your Mind Whip. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And let's just go. Damage. And it's dead. Nice. Now, is it gonna move on in the story, or is it gonna force me to do that again? I can go through, yay. Thank God. Oh yeah, Mind Whip has not friendly fired me yet. Makeshift bust mods. Let's have a look at this. We've been at it for about 2 days, perhaps. We were able to defeat a considerable number of trash crabs and collect enough scrap to fill a whole wagon and then some. Right, I think this will be enough for us to get started. Phew, can we rest now? Listen, I can hear my shoulder creaking with every move. Rojin, can you stop that? It looks like you're flexing at them. Yeah, repeat modules, cross fight, they're grindable stages for the event currency. Okay. Well, it'll take some time to modify the bus, so it's over. Though, this place doesn't exactly resemble a tourist attraction. The sinners were busy stretching and chattering, relieved that the work was finally over. But I had a terrible feeling that this was probably not the end of our toil. Huh? Enjoy what? Huh? Of course. I knew it. I said it was enough to get started. Yeah, we're not done. We need more. Which means you'll have to go collect even more scrap, of course. How much more, to be exact? About 5 times the amount you've collected so far? Mika! We're gonna have to work on the rear wheels, too. Sorry, 7 times. Considering our current productivity rate, it seems like we will not be provided with an adequate rest. Perhaps reducing the time dedicated to sleep would be contributive to our collective effort. No, this cannot be! We simply cannot! Don Quixote looked as though she was about to collapse, a woeful look on her face. Hang on a sec, though. How does collecting these pieces of scrap even help modify the bus? Of course, if we were simply bolting these scraps onto the bus willy-nilly, it wouldn't amount to much. But using U-Corp Singularity to fuse the parts, we can make them work as though they were tailor-made for this bus. Ooh? U-Corp Singularity? More Singularity data? U-Corp? I thought their deal was some kind of food packaging tech. I'm not certain what U-Corp is. You know, stuff that stops the contents inside from spoiling or changing in any way until you open the packaging. I used to eat a bunch of their canned food. Funny, Big Sis said the exact same thing. Some nests have more than one way of using their singularity, in case you didn't know. Okay, there's definitely like an Olga identity for Roja, because they keep bringing up the fact they're similar. If the working principle is the same, one could utilize the Singularity's fundamentals to patent a singularity-based technology at A-Corp. U-Corp is not only known for stasis preservation packaging, but also for its resonance tuning fork. Resonance? Resonance tuning fork. Just like that bastard. Entwined, fused with things. And eventually devour them all, as though they never even existed. Ishmael, what's the problem? Dante, you have to tell Virgil this immediately. Tell him that we have to collect the skulls and bows of other branches first. We have a fixer office Otis and a boatworks Ishii, but no Roja? Wow. That feels like a... that feels just rude. Give me a moment, Ishmael. Are you okay? No. We are not ready. We're inexperienced and we don't know enough about the Great Lake, nor about the whale. The whale? Moby Dick? I know. I'll help you out. I'll help you make Virgilius understand. We shouldn't go there. Not yet. I'm telling you, that place is... Blimey, what's gone into you, eh? What? Get an indigestion from the crab chowder or something? We all scrapped through the same crab guts, but I'm totally fine. So what's got you throwing a fit? This ain't the first time we're going to not knowing about what we're doing. We've been dead enough times to get used to it. Dying your way through a mission isn't really something to be proud of. If we were average victors, we would have been dead and gone on our very first mission. Our names scraped clean from whatever association's registry. You think we daft? I've had enough years toiling and brushing with death for the syndicates of the Bactries to know I've got one life. But it's different now. Clockface is here to bring us back every time. Don't you think we've simply been lucky enough that Dante was able to bring us back intact? But what's up with this attitude? If an abnormality cracks my skull, turn the clock and I'll let it crack my leg next time. We can keep rolling back until they're smashed to pieces, no? Oh, so you think we've seen everything there is to see at this point? Yeah, no, that's not true. In the worst case scenario, Dante could turn the clock all day and not be able to bring us back. What if we encounter something we can never come back from? Especially that monstrous whale. Never mind. Oi, don't do like that. Like I won't understand a thing. It narks me when you treat me like a stupid sod. You... Now, if you allow me to inquire. Yi Sang is doing the thing he promised he would do! It was perhaps because he was never the type to do such a thing. But the crowd immediately fell silent when Yi Sang suddenly loudly and uncharacteristically intruded upon their argument. Let us call to mind the various desires of ours that we so enthusiastically proclaimed upon our journey here. It is true, there is still significant toil to be had, yet it can also be said that we have accomplished a certain milestone. Perhaps a momentary respite is warranted. Isn't that true, Dante? Yi Sang! This is the first time Yi Sang appeared so dependable since we started our bus journey. I nodded emphatically. Yeah, I agree with Yi Sang. I think we can slow down for a bit and do some team-building activities together. Now, how's that sound? Sure, I think you guys can take some time off. We'll let you know once we're ready. Excelsior! In that case, I say that we partake in a game of beach volleyball. I remember hearing it earlier. I want to hear it again. Beach volleyball! With Don Quixote's well-timed assist. the almost icy mood seemed to defrost slightly. Good job, Dawn, and good job, Yi Sang. I still want to know what the hell U-Corp Singularity is. Beach volleyball.
필드, 출진.
Da-da-da.
본인이 똑똑히 보았다.
I've witnessed it myself.
분명 밀려나는
There was, and I speak with certainty, what hath appeared to be a ball of sorts amongst the strands of trash.
공도 있고 사람도
'Twould be no puffery to say that it is true injustice to deny ourselves merriment when a ball, albeit able bodies, and a beach all await us. Kidding me? Really? Call this a beach, though? Don Quixote, I told you, we're not here for vacation. That I am well aware, dear Gregor. I appreciate that advice, yet I simply do not have it within me, my heart, to deny such a proposal when an opportunity to bring us together presents itself. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. At least hold back that big grin next time, why don't you? Yes, I am in agreement with Don Quixote. Isang? Upon reflection, I have no memory of engaging in such a sport with my fellows. I cannot say that I am particularly talented in games of the ball variety, but this appears to be as good as a time as any to experience it for once. So let us partake in this game of volleyed balls. Jeez. We're so not ready. This isn't the time to play ball games. We've been slacking too much as of late. Yeah, we were too lucky last time. Ishmael was starting to practically ooze all over with an ominous aura. It might be a good idea to divert her attention for a bit. Let's play beach volleyball. A wise decision! I shall retrieve El Ballon! Oh boy. This is a downtime activity designated by none other than our executive manager. Everyone, quit grimacing and accept it with gratitude. Okay. I just hope I don't put my back playing this game. I'm aware of the rules and specifications of this game. Allow me to draw the arena. There were grumbling sinners, beaming sinners, reticent sinners. Their reactions were all varied, but everyone eventually moseyed out to an empty lot to play beach volleyball. I stretched, hoping that this activity would help break up the tense atmosphere. Sometime later... Now, let us commence! The field was drawn over a squelchy mudflat. The worn ball rocketed into the air with Don Quixote's serve. Is this how... Ishmael is so fucking done. I love it. Is this how the game is played? With Yi Sang's nice receive, it was starting to look like we had a proper game going. Yep. You're pretty good. Up. Oof. Meaningless, all of this. Otis, I think that serve would have killed me if I hadn't dodged it in time. Consider this part of our training. Ryoshu, you're not supposed to hit the ball with your sword. Aha! Forsooth, I've received thy ball. Hup. We're wasting time. We could be using to study the whale's characteristics. What's the whale, Ishmael? You've told us jack shit. As long as Ishmael hasn't said anything about what the whale is and is just moaning about how we should study it, I'm not gonna listen to her, because she ain't helping. She isn't telling us this shit. We don't even have a compass to guide us through the Great Lake. Damn it. The bastard has still got to be alive somehow. For fuck's sake, women! Heathcliff, unable to stand Ishmael's attitude any longer, kicked the ball with enough force that it just might burst. Huh? And the ball flew way over the mark and toward the boundary separating us from the pristine beach we saw a few days ago. Did the ball just go pop? It most certainly has. Appears to be a field of plasma invisible to our eyes. A field of plasma? Who put a field of plasma on a beach? A barrier of sorts, installed to separate the nest from the back streets. Along the borders of every nest are installations that serve the same function, though the specific methods may vary. Of course, there are always fences and whatnot to stop back streets residents from crawling into their precious nests.
그런데 말이야.
But with that technology, they could have simply made the ball disappear without a trace, instead of leaving the torn mess. Which gotta mean,
보란 듯이
they
터뜨리고
want to
나서
enjoy watching
그것마저
clueless souls be
모르고
ripped to
만들어내는
pieces, I
사람인
bet.
거지.
Huh, glad the rich folk are having so much fun
부자들은
with their
즐길 만한 게
lives.
많겠어.
기술의 구체적인
I have no
의도와
comment to
가시성에
make
대해서는
regarding the device's particular
그쪽에선
purpose or
말할
its
수 있는 게
sadistic
없군요.
nature.
콩,
It took me a whole hour of my time to procure us the ball.
다들 정신 차려.
Brace yourselves!
저 꽁-
The sound of the ball popping attracted the trash crabs.
몰려오고 있다고.
We'll have a chat after this. I really thought this could be activity to dramatically bring us all together. It's all gone to hell. Why does this keep happening?
뭐,
Isn't it about time you got used to this, manager bud? Come on, let's first take care of
빠르게
business.
처리하자고.
The beach volleyball. Let's have a look at this.
조금만 조용히
This game
할 말 있으면
at
전투-
5 to 9 charge count. The gain sinking. It becomes indiscriminate, unfocused volley, and all the rest are random. Okay. So as long as I don't use it between 5 to 9 charge count, I'm fine.
그러니까
There we go.
마감하지.
Okay, everything's going fine. The trash crabs are being shattered whole.
불길 속으로
Clearing the path, my lord. Self-destructing purge. Oh, still only at 6. Clearing the path. For lead us to engaging duel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost dead. Ishmael, if you will. Increase the sight and sound. 1. There we go. Then concentration. Oh, hit the tail. That's sad.
한결났네요.
In charge. You're at 9 charge. So, okay. What's your shield? At charge count. There we go. We're using the shield because we don't have enough charge count to. We don't have enough to not be indiscriminate. So we're gaining more. Crimson Strike. Forward Judgment. 1, 2, 3. Then your shield through. It's fine with damage. There we go. We have enough charge now. Let's just keep going.
불길 속으로
Goodbye, Trash Crab. It was nice to see ya.
깨우치시길.
And now they all fall down. Ishmael's fucking face.
오늘
Just so goddamn
시끄럽지
funny to me.
않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
Okay.
내일은
4.5-8. Dissolution. That's kind of ominous.
준비한 대로만 하면
There we go. Oh, it's just more. It's more trash crabs. Okay. That's slightly disappointing.
위야.
Energy Strike. Clear in the path, Coerced Judgment, and Fajin. Then finally, a Crimson Strike. Not allowed, bud.
시간 끌 것 없이
This is a chain encounter. Even though it would be more effective to let you kill each other, I can't. Which is kind of annoying, but I'll deal. Trace the sight and sound. There we go. Okay, come on. 1, 2, 3. Mind Whip. It's only hitting them. So far, I haven't had a single Mind Whip hit my allies, hit my sinners.
한결났네요.
There we go. How much do you have? 2.
시간 끌 것 없이
Go, clearing the path, my lord.
지워버리죠.
Going 2, 3.
깨우치시길.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, I am used to the trash grabs. They show up all the damn time in the mirror dungeon. So they're just fodder. Goodbye, fodder. You aren't hard to kill. You're just a waste of space. Yeah, man. Link step. 1, 2, 3. Rupture count inflicted. Hit again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's all I'm done. Now it's time for the story, probably. Dissolution is what it was called. Hey, Ishmael. Yes. Can we talk, at least for a bit? I called over to Ishmael once the battle was over. Right, I've never done anything like this before. I don't even know if this is what the right thing to do is. Or what kind of results this conversation is going to yield, but I can't just sit here and watch.
네.
Yeah, whatever. It looks like to me like you've been pretty preoccupied with something ever since we got here. You know, you're not really participating in group activities and the things like that.
당연하죠.
Isn't it obvious? There's something more important at hand, but they're all busy enjoying themselves playing the stupid game. Something more important. Is this about the Great Lake? Yeah, because you explained you're looking down upon them for having fun, and you haven't explained the jack shit about why they shouldn't.
네.
Yes. That we, in our current state, shouldn't go there.
네.
No. Right. So why do you think that we don't have a chance against whatever is out there?
말씀드렸잖아요.
I told you, we're not ready.
준비가 안
Yeah,
됐어요.
that's not an answer. That's not an answer, Ishmael. Give me actual facts.
적어도
We're going to need at least half a year to acclimate to the Great Lake and the things that are there.
아니면
Or we could try to gain more experience, enough to overwhelm our disadvantages.
관리자님도 마찬가지예요.
And that goes the same for you, Dante. You need to be strong enough to at least take care of yourself. Which I can help with. And Otis, I'm sure she can help with your training too.
오티스
If push comes to shove, yes. Oh, wait. Half a year, Ishmael. We just don't have that much time to spare.
호비?
Really? Is that why we're playing beach volleyball? Because we don't have the time to spare?
저희가 하고 있는 짓들이 그리고
And it's not like I'm saying that we should just sit on our butts and do nothing for half a year.
행선지를
I'm saying that we should visit other destinations first before coming back here.
그건 불가능합니다.
That is impossible. Not a relocation of golden bells and the nests has been identified, and the before team hasn't completed their preliminary surveys yet. Excuses.
다른 잘난
I've known for a while that you've had some fancy ulterior motive. And whatever that is, this is a mistake you won't ever forget.
이번엔 그 생각이 틀렸다는 걸.
Perhaps.
시대요.
Yeah, what a mess.
그러면
In that case, we should at least map a detailed sailing route and plan out a combat strategy. Prattling on and on. Prattling on and on and on. Just when I thought our discussion was reaching a stalemate, Heathcliff butted in.
당신은 또
What's your
뭔데요?
problem? Shut your gob. Think you're the only one struggling here? We all died more times than we can count. Every single one of us. So I'm telling you that it'll work out again somehow. And I'm telling you that the Great Lake is different. What if the manager drowns? What if that thing eats us and our bodies can't be recovered? Do you understand? This isn't anything like we've been through before so far. This could be the end of us. Then I won't have the chance to kill that bastard. Okay. Let's say that you're right. If we go now, we're all going to bite it and I won't be able to get back up. I sense a love interest. I won't be able to get back up. So what's wrong with fapping about for a little while? What? Are those whales working out or something? You've been mucking up the mood ever since we got here. So how about you use some bloody common sense to not bring everyone else down with you? That's rich coming from you, Heathcliff. What common sense do you have of the Great Lake? Have you even seen a whale? Since when were you such a know-it-all? What do you even know about the sailor's life? How could you? All day you're whining about your girlfriend or something, dozing off on the bus or throwing a hissy fit once in a while.
틈나면 성질이나 바락바락 내는 댁은
Quit it.
물 아래에서
Let's kill or be killed by everything from the depths of the waters to the heights of the skies, crawling and falling on the deck. Innumerable natural disasters like acid typhoons, tuna tsunamis, Celebra storms, and a multitude of other terrors of the lake I can't even recall the names of. And from the storms, high waves as tall as mountains. Following that, those fucking monsters that wash up from the deck. Look away for a moment and your mate, who've trusted your life, is slain. Everyone and every goddamn thing goes mad and is transformed into something else entirely on that abominable lake. Something that a pathetic lovey-dovey tendril-fit like you won't ever understand. Not after dying 100 deaths. I told you to quit it! Before anyone can even step in, Heathcliff swung wildly at Ishmael. Ugh. You don't know shite about me, a prick like you! Fellows. The tussle was such a blitz that no one could even attempt to intervene. Yisang almost looked pitiful as he stood there bewildered. For a moment, it appeared as though Heathcliff had the upper hand as his fist struck Ishmael right in their jaw. Ugh! What? Just as Ishmael appeared to throw a punch, she kicked Heathcliff's leg, throwing him to the ground. Ishmael, wait! In a blink of an eye, Ishmael took up her mace. She raised it high, as though she could strike it down at any moment. Her arm trembles with an uncontrollable fury. Yeah, what do you do? Bash my head in, like I did you before? Fine, kill me. No matter. I'll be right as rain in a minute. I was a fool to think you'd be any different from me. Everyone's the same after all. Ishmael just stopped. I wasn't sure what caused her sudden change of heart, but it was a relief of sorts at least. She looked at Heathcliff with eyes wide open and dropped the mace to the ground. Let's look at what he said. Yeah, so what do you do? Bash my head in like I did a minute before. Kill me, I'll be right as away. I was a fool to think you'd be any different from me. Everyone's the same after all. Everyone's the same after all seems to be what got her. I wished that I would not have to again be witness to such belligerency amongst friends. Yet, such quarrels amongst fellows is but an includability, perhaps. Now that brings me back. Watching them fight, we used to tussle just like they do. Big shh.
단테,
Dante, I neglected to mention this to you since we have not had a dispute like this since our first mission. But you could be held responsible in the future for management failure, should a similar workplace conflict arrive. You have given me jack shit training for this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because you haven't told me anything about what my job entails. What the hell was I supposed to do about this? Was what I wanted to say, but I managed to hold my metaphorical tongue. How does the fault lie with the executive manager, Faust? It's those two fools who got into the senseless altercation. Preventing senseless altercations between co-workers is the job of the manager. You... Stop it, everyone. Indeed, such behavior ill-fits the heroic nature of Limbus. Dawn, have you been paying any attention? Sinclair's hesitance, Don Quixote's attempts to diffuse Faust's impassive voice, and Otis's increasingly rising voice in my defense. All of that combined was starting to get incredibly irritating. Stop. Guys, enough. I had no other recourse left at this moment. Ishmael, Heathcliff. What? The two of you, stop working together for a while. Distance yourselves. At least until I can think of a way to deal with you two. It's not like I enjoyed looking at her mug. Okay. Thus, the mood fell into a pit, as depressing as mud flat. Okay, we have an approximate quote now, so feel free to go collecting those scraps. We spent the next few days collecting scraps with the rest of the sinners. Ishmael's having a bad time. Trademark. There we go. Time to collect more scraps. Yeah, something about what Heathcliff said there got to her. she just like suddenly just like, wait, what? What? She was very she realized something, it seems. I wonder what it is. Go, trace the sight and sound. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Mind Whip continues to do wonders. There we go. It's a crab eat crab world after all. Pretty to engage in duel. 2, 3. Mamadi. Clearing the path, my lord. 1, 2, 3. Clearing the path. And Phoenix. 4 coin skills deal a decent chunk of damage. That is a lot of hits. And self-destructive purge, you're so dead. You're just, yep, one shot. Mind Whip continues to inflict sinking. They don't have that though. Oh, no sanity take gloom damage. I'm sorry, is that a cannon? Molted shell shot. That is a cannon. Firing molted shell shot. 6, 10. That is a goddamn talent. Bayonet artillery crab. That is not a sentence I ever expected to hear. 616 and 18. That's more effective. Oh, that's a lot of gluttony resonance. It shall be done. There we go. I don't think we're going to stagger them, but it shall be done can give me the protection I need. Oh, only one can go through, it looks like. But 2 A-res can't be spent on the same turn. That's good to know. There we go. And more going off. Let's go. Trace to the sight and sound. Another 1 triggering. 1, 2, 3. Can't use Blade Star. There we go. High Show Branch Adaptive Faust is very good. 1, 2, 3. They're all broken. That's a new type of crab, though. Nice. Oh, it was Dawn. What is... That's a barbecue. Oh. Oh, it's the same... Oh, that's how this is split up. This is what it looked like when you arrived. There was a bunch of trash there. The volleyball court was... a bunch of the trash was cleaned up by us, and the bus is being worked on right now. Then this one will be... The bus finishes up its transformation into a boat. And we have a grill, it looks like. This art style is so goddamn good. The days were as suffocating for them as it was for me. Well, save for Otis, maybe. Yeah there. Connecting these parts will cause an issue with the intake fan. What do we do then? That's like 3 separate wires. Amateurish. Allow me to demonstrate. This is nothing compared to what I had to do back in the day, when I worked with the engineering corps. Otis, who appeared to be rather knowledgeable about engineering, continued to support Muller Boatworks' bus modifications for us. Miss Faust, do you by any chance project any documentation of items that the sinners may be partial to or preferences for in their personal information forms? We do not keep records of such details. Yisang, as I have informed you repeatedly, it is the best policy as a sinner to leave the decisions to the managers. Oh yeah, there's something like booze and getting right slashed to mend a broken friendship. What? Maybe you could try my secret weapon? No way. You mean the King Trash Crab Brain Wine? King Trash Crab Brain Wine. Ooh, color me interested, actually. No, I don't think I will. I shall inquire them myself. Thank you still. That'll work. Yisang was trying to come up with various ways to bring Heath and Ishmael's feud to a close.
뭐
Sink. Another trash grab.
아니,
No,
여기서는
silo would be preferable here. Hmm? Ah, yes. Perhaps doing so while they're still alive would be a way of pursuing a new direction in art in the vein of an avant-garde spirit.
새로운 예술을 추구하는
My suggestion was not to inflict them further pain, simply a more appropriate method of engraving in the culinary arts. Oh my god, he's giving Ryoshu cooking lessons? I'm sorry, but when's dinner? You've been having the same conversation for the last 30 minutes. Rain, I'm dying here. I can hear the trash crabs going out in my belly. Big sis, please get a hold of yourself. It seemed that Ryoshu and Merceau were trying to come up with a way to make the trash crabs more palatable. Not that I had any taste buds or a mouth, but it was starting to resemble actual food, at least in its presentation. Kiddos, they're going this way. A child! Gah. I am not! Now, young Sinclair. Egupe de Gracia. Gregor, I'll take his left leg. Gotcha. Most other sinners were busying themselves with hunting trash crabs and collecting scrap. They say that practice makes perfect, and everyone was already performing rather well coordinated attacks even without my input. As for Heathcliff... Wow, Gregor, are you showing up your rotisserie skills? Inspid, your flames lack Claire. But wait, he's just cremating it. It has been extracted. However, this can no longer be served its function as a proper source of nutrients. Give it hither! I've consumed naught but 3 legs so far. Ah, Heathcliff. Waterboat works entrance. Heathcliff? Oi, that's, the guide and I had a chat. I'm okay now. Was it really just the chat? Just drop it. I won't trouble you lot no more. That's all. So, spare me some nosh? I don't know if Virgilius really just had a talk with Heathcliff, but I'm glad that unlike most other times, he was here at least to get Heathcliff to calm down. But Ishmael... A moment, Dante. Well, as one-sided as this chat is going to be... there's no point in talking to you, bud. I'll just listen. As I'm sure you've already been told in brief, I conducted a little meeting with the 2 problem individuals. You will see that the discipline has been proven effective with Heathcliff. But Ishmael... Well, Ishmael's case hasn't quite been resolved. Wow. Or to be more precise, there is no reason to resolve it. Oh? What are you talking about this time? You must be asking what I'm talking about. I hope you aren't expecting me to kindly explain everything to you. You'll realize it on your own soon enough. After all, this babysitting and fostering nonsense is not a part of my work, Manager Dante. I know you're putting in extra work, and I appreciate it. I'd like it if I didn't have to intervene anymore. We can't promise that, but we'll try. Thank you for the help, Virgilius. You may consider the talk I voluntarily had with the 2 a small favor for me for your decent performance recently. Now, I have remaining business with the Fixer's Muller office. Are they still registered as Fixers? Like that, Ishmael was left alone, with little progress to speak of. According to the people from the boat works, she apparently snuck out alone late at night to make various preparations. Even when I visited her, when I found her hanging about and called out to her, she didn't respond to me at all. She wasn't ignoring me. Rather, she seemed too deeply fixated in what she was doing. She's obsessing over prepping for the lakes. What should I do about here? No, what was I supposed to do about then? While a clear answer still eluded me, Mephistopheles' Miss Amir was entering its final stages. Mephistopheles' Miss Amir, that's what it's called? Yep. The last scrap. Oh, it's a 7. Blade Lineage Sway Association. go. I'm a bit surprised there's 7 on this one, because this doesn't feel like a really important fight. All the sinners, save for Ishmael, gathered to behold the finished product. Oh, do I behold with mine eyes the transformed bus? Would one call this a bus boat or a boat bus? I think I'll go with bus boat. Where did the wheels go? We'll need them again once we're done with U-Corp's district. A needless concern. Of course it has been modified to be amphibious, with both a boat form and a bus form. What is this? Some kind of magic bus? It's the magic Limbus bus! The myriad of possibilities Mephistopheles holds means it has always been capable of various functions. Hasn't Faust expanded upon this detail once? Now, that's enough of that. Let's start it up. Let's see it work. As Mika fiddled with the controls, the bus boat, shuddered to wake. Huh? And sputtered off with the odd screeching noise we heard earlier. I think we're missing something. Maybe it's the form transmogrifier that's messing up? Yow, I thought my eardrums were going to burst. What could possibly be causing that noise? Mika, I think it's that one part we had to make do with what we had. What was that? Did you just say make it do? We didn't have a choice. There weren't enough parts in stock. There's this one thing that was supposed to be irreplaceable, but the problem is... This wasn't the sound of its engine, was it? It's the gigantic mutant we've encountered before. It's headed this way. It is likely drawn here by the same clamor as before. That's good news. That big boy has the exact part we're missing on its back, don't it? It does, I guess. Big sis, are you really... I am, really. It's that one expensive and tricky to manufacture part, isn't it? Don't you remember the weight killed the employees of other boat workshops? Well, that's because it crashed into us, not because we were hunting the bastard for parts. But now, I have these lads and lassies to help us. Besides, it killed the people that helped us start Muller Boatworks from our bum days, didn't it? Looks like this is just the time to give it a right smashing down its noggin. And make me some more wine out of its brain juice, too. Big sis? Can we get some, too? What do you mean, we? This king trash crab is supposed to be a few years old, so it has to be the same one from earlier. Anyway, all we need to do is catch and kill that prick, innit? Right on! You order, Clockface! Heathcliff turned to me, visibly eager to go up and crush some shells. Let's not. Isn't this better for us? Ishmael! She is... still being herself, I guess. Gee, is she? Where have you been all this time?